All right, YouTube. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast talking Auburn football. Go ahead and subscribe to Vernon Speak Sports Auburn. Auburn approaching spring football and have taken somewhat of a small hit on the offensive line. Go ahead and like this video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speak Sports. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. All right, so the big topic for Auburn going into spring football is the offensive line. Hugh Freeze, brand new head coach, has made some strides with the offensive line and transfer portal, but has actually lost someone who was in-house, who was a former three-star recruit out of Black Shield, Georgia, and that is Avery Jonigan, who has officially left the team. He is no longer on the roster, and we don't know to the extent that that will be a big hit because, you know, he kind of came there in 2019 and has been pretty much reserve status, has not played a significant role. At the same time, you know, Hugh Freeze wants to go about 2 deep, maybe 2.5 deep at this point at the offensive line, and losing a guy 6'3", about, you know, I'm pretty sure about 300 something pounds. He was 260 pounds at the time of his recruitment. But losing a guy like this, you know, not necessarily catastrophic, but it definitely kind of takes away from the depth. But we don't know why he left. We don't know if he was kicked off the team, if he has some personal issues, but he is actually no longer with the team. Now, we're going to talk about, you know, Auburn football as it relates to 2023. You definitely have a schedule that's really interesting for the Auburn Tigers at the top end. You have California, who is actually on that schedule, and then you have Texas A&M early on, and then you have the bottom part of that schedule that will be pretty tough. But Auburn definitely wants to continue to add depth to that offensive line and to that, you know, point of attack, because if we look at how Auburn has fared over the past couple of years, at least, most of their downside has been at the point of attack, especially on the offensive line. Defensive line, you know, not necessarily stellar, but the main hits have been on the offensive line. And then you think about, you know, Hugh Freeze, as he analyzes his quarterbacks that he, you know, that are actually on the roster. He even made a point that, hey, it's pretty hard to tell how good these guys are because the protection just hasn't been to the point where the quarterback can adequately read routes and really perform at a high level in in-game situations. So that's going to be a really key point to this spring football. You know, can Hugh Freeze make the adjustments to the offensive line to give his quarterbacks the opportunity to read defenses enough time? Now we do know that the SEC provides some of the best defensive linemen probably in the country, so you're not going to get a wealth of time to just hang out in the pocket. But at the same time, you got to give them some kind of time to see and view and survey what is going on the defensive side of the football field. And losing a offensive lineman, I mean, you know, probably not a guy that was going to contribute pretty heavily, but still a loss nonetheless. Go ahead and like this video, comment, and subscribe. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle.